Presidential cars are more than just moving symbols of power, prestige, and survival. Before we start looking into the world's most iconic presidential cars, I'm aiming for my first milestone of 1,000 subscribers. So if you enjoy content like this, hit that subscribe button and help me reach my goal. 7. 1952 Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith. In 1952, President Getulio Vargas, one of Brazil's most influential and controversial leaders, chose a car that would match the gravitas of his return to power, the Rolls-Royce Silver Wraith. Imported directly from the United Kingdom, this handcrafted British limousine became the official state car for Brazil's presidency. Though Vargas himself would only live to see it used ceremonially, the car has since become a permanent fixture in Brazil's political legacy, still used today for inaugurations and high-profile parades. Originally costing around £5,831, approximately $16,000 in 1952, the vehicle's inflation-adjusted value today sits somewhere between $200,000 and $300,000, but its historical and symbolic worth far exceeds that figure. The Silver Wraith was Rolls-Royce's first post-war luxury chassis and a model reserved for the elite. Its long wheelbase, signature upright grille, and polished chrome detailing made it a visual statement of power and prestige. The specific model chosen by the Brazilian government was custom-built, featuring high-end interiors lined with leather seats, fine wood trim, and thick carpeting, designed not for speed but for dignified presence. Interestingly, the vehicle was never armored, a reflection of the era when ceremonial vehicles prioritized elegance over security. There are no bulletproof panels, no run-flat tires, and no hidden compartments for emergency communication. Instead, its presidential quality came from sheer luxury and symbolism. Even today, more than 70 years later, the Brazilian government maintains the car in pristine condition. It's polished regularly and is still deployed during key events like presidential inaugurations, state visits, and military parades, often drawing as much attention as the person riding inside. This Rolls-Royce doesn't need modern armor or digital systems to prove its status. Its legacy, connection to Brazil's presidential past, and continued ceremonial use make it one of the most historically significant and expensive state vehicles still in operation today. 6. ZIL 41052/Soviet Russian state limos. Finally, the most expensive on the list is the ZIL 41052, a colossal Soviet-built limousine that once served the highest offices of the USSR, used by iconic leaders like Leonid Brezhnev, Mikhail Gorbachev, and during the early years of Vladimir Putin, this vehicle was a mobile stronghold of Soviet authority. Today, a fully restored ZIL 41052 is valued at around €5 million, or roughly $5.4 million, making it the priciest presidential car in recorded history. Produced during the 1980s through the early 2000s, the ZIL 41052 was hand-built by Zavod Imeni Likachova, ZIL, a Soviet manufacturer tasked with creating cars exclusively for top-tier government elites. Each unit was individually assembled with obsessive detail, featuring V8 engines, custom interiors, and some of the heaviest armor plating ever installed in a limousine. Weighing an estimated 3.5 tons, the ZIL 41052 was infamous for its massive size and weight, often requiring specially trained chauffeurs and modified roads for operation. Its imposing presence alone was enough to command attention, but the real power lay in its engineering. The vehicle featured heavy bulletproofing, run-flat tires, and a completely sealed passenger cabin for added protection against gas or chemical attacks. Inside, the car was a mix of Soviet practicality and quiet luxury. The interior was lined with polished wood paneling, plush upholstery, and a suite of security tools, including radio jamming equipment to prevent remote detonation of explosives, secure communications, and onboard medical systems to handle emergencies en route. While many of these limousines have now been retired, a number of ZIL 41052 units have survived and are considered highly collectible museum pieces. Their rarity, combined with the extraordinary craftsmanship and historical significance, is what drives their multi-million-dollar valuation. 5. 1961 Lincoln Continental SS 100X. The 1961 Lincoln Continental SS 100X, later simply known as the X100, is arguably the most famous and infamous presidential vehicle in American history. Custom-built for President John F. Kennedy, it began as a symbol of modern American luxury and openness. But by November 1963, it became permanently etched in history as the car in which JFK was assassinated in Dallas, Texas. Commissioned by the White House and based on a stock Lincoln Continental convertible, the car cost approximately $200,000 at the time, an enormous price tag for 1961. Adjusted for inflation, its estimated value today would hover around $1.74 million, not accounting for its unmatched historical significance. The SS 100X was modified by Hess and Eisenhart, a firm specializing in high-level customizations for dignitaries. The upgrades were extensive. The chassis was extended by 3.5 feet, allowing for rear-facing jump seats, higher visibility, and more space for Secret Service agents. A convertible roof was chosen specifically to allow the public to see the president, an expression of Kennedy's charismatic and accessible political style. However, this visibility came at a cost. On November 22, 1963, while riding through Dealey Plaza in Dallas with the top down, President Kennedy was shot and killed in the back seat of this very vehicle. The car was immediately seized as evidence, but instead of being retired, it was refitted and returned to service, a decision that still draws controversy today. After the assassination, the X100 underwent a complete transformation. It was armored with titanium plating, fitted with a permanent bulletproof hardtop, reinforced glass, and run-flat tires. Additional modifications included a new communications system, rear seat air conditioning, and even a hydraulic lift to raise the seat for greater visibility during motorcades. It continued to serve Presidents Lyndon B. Johnson and Richard Nixon until it was finally retired in 1977. Today, the SS 100X is housed in the Henry Ford Museum in Dearborn, Michigan, preserved exactly as it looked post-modification. Visitors can walk around the car that witnessed one of the most tragic turning points in U.S. history. More than just a vehicle, the Lincoln Continental X100 stands as a stark symbol of vulnerability, resilience, and the dramatic intersection of politics and tragedy. Fourth South Korean presidential state car. In South Korea, the presidential state car is a mobile fortress built to protect the nation's highest office. Valued between $1 to $1.2 million. The South Korean presidential state car has evolved over the years into one of the most advanced and discreet security vehicles on the global stage. While its appearance may echo the sleek styling of high-end sedans, what lies beneath is cutting-edge defense technology. Unlike the Western trend of opting for European or American luxury models, South Korea makes a bold nationalistic choice by using locally produced, heavily customized variants of the Hyundai Equus or Genesis. These cars are modified to meet presidential standards, blending local innovation with elite-level security enhancements. At the core of its protection is B7 level armor, the highest grade of ballistic protection available for civilian vehicles. This means the car can withstand armor-piercing rounds, high-velocity rifle fire, and even limited explosive threats. The cabin is sealed and reinforced, with run-flat tires that allow the car to keep moving even after a blowout, crucial for evasive maneuvers under threat. To safeguard against chemical or fire-based attacks, the car is equipped with its own oxygen supply and an automated fire suppression system. These are not just contingency features, they are standard in a region where geopolitical tensions, particularly with North Korea, are an everyday reality. What makes this vehicle especially formidable is its electronic warfare capability. The presidential car features electronic jamming systems designed to block GPS-based improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and disrupt hostile communication attempts. Inside, there's also a hardened communication suite that keeps the president securely connected to military and government officials, no matter the situation. Despite its weight and armor, the car maintains a quiet and refined exterior, often indistinguishable from a luxury production model, an intentional choice that supports both stealth and diplomacy. It's typically accompanied by a convoy of support vehicles, including motorcycle escorts, surveillance vans, and decoy units during official movements. 3. Urus Senate Limousine. When President Vladimir Putin unveiled the Urus Senate limousine during his 2018 inauguration, it marked a turning point in Russian statecraft, not just politically, but symbolically. For decades, Russian leaders rode in German-engineered Mercedes models, but the Urus Senate was a bold statement statement of national self-reliance. Built entirely in Russia and designed for heads of state, this car is as much a show of strength as it is a functional security machine. The civilian version of the Urus Senate starts at around $300,000, but the fully armored state version used by Putin is estimated to cost between $1.2 and $1.4 million. That price tag reflects its immense level of modification. Under the hood, the Senate is powered by either a 4.4-liter V8 or a more imposing 6.6-liter V12, delivering smooth but formidable performance. However, it's what's wrapped around the engine that matters most. The presidential version is equipped with FSB-level protection, Russia's highest standard for state security. It can withstand gunfire, bomb blasts, and chemical threats, while keeping the president sealed inside a reinforced, self-contained capsule. Inside, the limousine boasts an integrated communications suite, allowing constant, encrypted contact with the Kremlin and Russian military command. There's also an emergency life support system, which includes air filtration and oxygen supply, ensuring survival in hostile conditions. The chassis and tires are designed to continue moving even after sustaining heavy damage, giving the president a tactical advantage in escape scenarios. In 2024, the Urus Senate made headlines once again when Russia gifted a version of the armored limousine to North Korea, a political gesture wrapped in 7 tons of armor and symbolism. That move not only elevated the Senate's profile internationally, but also reinforced its position as a tool of soft power in diplomatic circles. 2. Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard. Few vehicles project silent authority like the Mercedes-Benz S600 Pullman Guard, and even fewer are as globally controversial. Used by North Korean leader Kim Jong-un since the mid-2000s, this ultra-luxury armored limousine is one of the most secure and mysterious state vehicles on the planet. With an estimated cost of around $1.55 million, it's a defiance of international sanctions and a rolling symbol of power. Built by Mercedes-Benz specifically for heads of state, the S600 Pullman Guard is the extended, ultra-armored version of the already luxurious S-Class. It's certified to VR9 plus ballistic protection standards, meaning it can withstand high-caliber rifle fire, armor-piercing rounds, and explosions. This is one of the highest levels of civilian vehicle protection in the world, and in the case of Kim's car, it's been enhanced even further with custom defensive features. The Pullman Guard includes explosive resistance plating, a built-in oxygen tank, and flame protection systems, all of which are designed to keep the passengers safe in the event of chemical attacks, firebombs, or IED blasts. The car's massive weight and extended wheelbase make it incredibly stable, while run-flat tires ensure it can keep moving even if under attack. What makes this particular car infamous is not just its features, but how it ended up in Pyongyang. International sanctions prohibit the sale of luxury goods and armored vehicles to North Korea, yet Kim Jong-un has been seen using multiple S-600 Pullman Guards at global summits and parades. Investigations suggest the vehicles were acquired through complex global intermediaries and loopholes, a display of North Korea's willingness to go to great lengths to equip its leader with prestige and protection. 1. Cadillac. 1. The Beast. The Cadillac One, widely known by its nickname, The Beast, is the official state car of the President of the United States, a vehicle purpose-built to operate as a mobile fortress on wheels. Introduced in 2018 and used by Donald Trump and Joe Biden, this latest iteration of the Beast represents the highest standard of presidential vehicle engineering, blending elite security, medical readiness, and symbolic power. Custom-built by General Motors, each unit of the Beast is estimated to cost between $1.5 and $1.6 million. Unlike typical production models, the car is constructed from the ground up using a specialized chassis and custom Cadillac styling that masks its heavily fortified nature. It's not based on a commercial model. It's a machine designed around one primary objective: the complete protection of the president. At its core, the Beast is defined by its military-grade armor. The doors are approximately 8 inches thick, constructed with hardened steel, ceramic, and composite materials. The body is sealed and reinforced to withstand ballistic attacks, explosive blasts, and chemical or biological threats. Its Kevlar-reinforced run-flat tires can keep the vehicle moving even after taking direct damage. Beyond its armor, the Beast functions as a self-contained survival unit. Inside, it houses a secure communication system, an oxygen supply, fire extinguishers, and even pouches of blood matching the president's type for emergency transfusions. Every element is tailored to prepare for worst-case scenarios while maintaining maintaining the image of controlled, unshakable leadership. Despite its intimidating size and weight, reportedly upwards of 20,000 pounds, the car remains highly maneuverable thanks to advanced suspension and engine systems. It is always part of a larger presidential convoy that includes decoy vehicles, electronic countermeasures, and multiple layers of Secret Service protection. So, which of these cars impressed you the most? Let us know in the comments. And if you found this interesting, hit that like button and subscribe for more jaw-dropping stories.